What's good on, guys? It's Steve. So, you know how I had my top 10 players of all time video? I actually have two. One of them has Kobe in my top 10, and the other one has Kobe as my third best player of all time. Now, I'm contemplating whether I like having Kobe as my third greatest player of all time, and I kind of do, just because I actually do think Kobe is the third best player of all time. I think it's LeBron, MJ, and then Kobe. Now, I know a lot of people are going to get really upset and say, Steve, there's no way he's third of all time. So I'd like to hear what you guys think about that in the comment section below, why Kobe isn't the third best player of all time. Now, personally, the reason why I think Kobe is the third best player of all time is you just got to look at what this man did. First of all, he was consistent for a 20-year period, which is a very, very long time. This guy was 35 years old, averaging 27 points per game. You know, if it weren't for injuries in his latter years in the NBA, he'd probably still be playing at this time, right? He'd probably still be playing in the league if he didn't get injured. But that happens when you get older. Your body can't take the damage anymore. Like he said, his mind can take it, but his body wasn't able to take it, okay? So over a 20-year period, he was just incredibly consistent, okay? For his career, he averages 25 points per game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Now, let's talk about in terms of scoring. In terms of scoring, Kobe Bryant is a top 5 scorer in NBA history. I think he's third, actually, in terms of most points scored. But that's not the point. He's top 5 in scoring because he can score in every way possible. He can shoot the three. He can post you up. He can drive to the basket. He was athletic. He can dunk over you. He can finesse. He can do everything. And this is another reason why he was able to last so long, because when his athleticism declined, sort of like a Carmelo Anthony, Kobe Bryant was able to just ISO and post up, which is what Melo is doing right now. So Kobe is definitely a great friggin' scorer. So in terms of that, he's incredible. Now, in terms of defense, he's one of the best defensive guards of all time. Okay, he's up there with Michael Jordan. He's up there with Dwyane Wade. He's up there with Chris Paul. He's up there with Gary Payton, etc., etc. in terms of defense, because Kobe Bryant is an elite defender. Okay, he was guarding Kyrie Irving when he was 35 years old, which is ridiculous. Okay, a 35-year-old guarding someone that has elite handles that was like 19 years old. That shouldn't happen, but it did with Kobe Bryant, because Kobe is Kobe. Okay, now Kobe Bryant. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, yeah, he has 5 championships," but he was only the best player on 2 of those championship runs, and he only made the finals 3 times without Shaq. And with Shaq, they won 4 in a row. Okay, yeah, they went to 4 straight finals, but they only won 3 with Shaq. And on top of that, Kobe was still a dominant player. At that point in time, he was averaging like 28 points per game. Yeah, Shaq was just dominant because of his big man athleticism, but if it weren't for Kobe bringing up the ball, dribbling with the pick and roll, passing it to Shaq at the right time, none of that stuff would have happened. So Kobe deserves a lot more credit, okay? So he definitely deserves a lot more credit for that. Now, the 3 straight finals appearances, 2008, 2009, 2010, were historic. He won 2. He lost his first one against Boston, then he won 2 in a row. It should have been Kobe versus LeBron. That's what everyone wanted to see. But unfortunately, we got to see Kobe versus Dwight Howard and the Orlando Magic, which was just obviously the best NBA Finals, competition of all time. Like way better than what LeBron and Kobe would have been. I'm just kidding, obviously. So Kobe has 5 NBA championships, so he's up there with MJ. Okay, now I hate the whole championship notion, but it does mean something. It doesn't mean everything, but it means something. Okay, now let's talk about carrying the team. Kobe Bryant carried his team. When you didn't have help, this man was scoring 50 points 3 times in a row. He was dropping 81 points. He was dropping 60. He was dropping 45. He was dropping 35. He was averaging 35. He's just having historic seasons when he wasn't having help. And when he didn't have help before Powell, before Andrew Bynum, and even when he did have help, he was still having historic seasons, battling with LeBron James and what I like to call the best era in NBA history, from like 2008, 9 to 2010, that little 3-year period. I freaking loved that NBA period. You had the Celtics that were elite, you had the Cavaliers elite, you had the Los Angeles Lakers, and they all really only had one NBA superstar that was dominant. okay, on their team. It wasn't like, oh, we have 5 superstars on one team. Let's see who else can get 5 superstars and match up with us, you know? So, Kobe, he can carry his team, okay? Definitely carry his team. Now, there's a little myth about Kobe Bryant that he is supposedly the Black Mamba, which he was, okay? Don't get me wrong. He was clutch as hell, but he wasn't as clutch as people say he was. If you look at the stats, LeBron James is clutcher than Kobe, than Michael Jordan, and it's funny. So is Carmelo Anthony. But if you look at the stats, Kobe wasn't really that clutch. Okay, he was clutch, but he wasn't so clutch that it was like, whoa, this is out of the ordinary. I think his field goal percentage is like 22%, like 32% in Game 7s. He only averages 22 points per game in Game 7s compared to LeBron's 35, compared to Michael Jordan's 31. Field goal percentage, the same thing. So in terms of that, he wasn't as elite as he could have been. Okay, but he kind of took some silly shots, but he was still clutch. Okay, it's not like he didn't hit any game winners. He didn't take over the crunch. Cause all you got to do is type in Kobe Bryant Black Mamba time, and you'll see over 100 clips of him being clutch. It's just statistically he was not up there with LeBron and Jordan, and Jordan wasn't with LeBron either. It's weird how it is, but it's true. So I still think Kobe was clutch as hell though. Okay, so we have scoring, we have defense. He wasn't the best playmaker, but he could play make in terms of passing. 25, 5, and 5. There's nothing to just snooze about. Being 6'6", averaging 5 assists. That's nothing to snooze about. So he wasn't the best playmaker, but he was a decent passer. He's a great defender, great scorer. He can do everything on the floor. He has all the accolades. He only won one MVP though, which kind of hurts him compared to Michael Jordan's 5, compared to LeBron's 4. But I still think he's up there with those two, because if you want to talk about all around elite players, the best skill ever, and who you would want to build your team around ever, I would have to say LeBron, MJ, and Kobe, which is why I have Kobe Bryant as my third best player in the NBA. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comment section below. Do you agree? Do you not? I'm out. Peace.